Cassie over here at Epic Guitar Instruction. How you doing? We're going to have a good time today. We're going to learn one of my favorite tunes. Big one for me in my childhood, as I was just telling Mr. David Taub. We're going to learn People Get Ready, but we're going to do Rod Stewart and Jeff Beck's version, and we're going to keep it simple and easy so you can go ahead and get all the solo bits. I'll go nice and slow for you, and we'll get all the chord progressions down as well. So come with me, people, please. This song is really cool to play. It's in D major. So I'm going to show it to you like this. So when talking chords, this is going to be the cool way to reference going through this song, I believe. So the chord change has a D. To start us off, what I just played a moment ago is the same thing, but look how I fingered that. I have my first finger flat on the 7th fret covering 4, 3, and 2. Third finger is going to be over here on 9 on the F sharp, and then my pinky is on 10. So it's kind of like the cage system, if you're more familiar with that, of like your G voicing, if people are referencing that at all. What I think is great about this, especially when we're going to learn this song, is we're going to work from the pentatonic scale that is super familiar to everybody. It's what you would think as your basic pentatonic scale, and we'll talk more about that later, but it goes great with that chord. The second chord in the song is a B minor chord, so we might play it here at times in the tune. That's something that's important to think about. We might play it as a minor 7, where we lift the pinky, and we might even play that minor 7 up here on the 7th fret as well. And from there, we're going to go to a G chord. Now look at how we're going to play this G chord. We're going to voice it as what we might think of as a C underneath a capo. My pinky is on 10. My third finger, or my ring finger, is on a B note on the 9th fret, 4th string. Index is on the 3rd string, and then my middle finger is on the 2nd. So I'm going to play it that way. Absolutely, we're going to play the G standard old traditional way, and that's going to be cool. And then we're going to go back to the D chord. We're going to have another chord that's going to pop up in our little hook of the chorus, and that's going to be the transition of the B minor to an E minor 7 to the G and back to the D. So that is your basic chord progression that we're going to outline as we go through the tune. So let's take a look at that again really quick. D chord, B minor 7, we're going to do our G this way, and then we're going to go back to the D that way. So let's jam this a little bit. We're going to go to the cool technical intro that I played at the top of the video, and we're going to break this down as simple as we can. So if I go like this. Yeah, Miles. It's a good one, isn't it? When the dog shows up, you're always doing good. Telling you it's a sign. The song definitely has kind of a gospel appeal to it, right? And we have a E minor 7. Okay, so that's going to be our chord structure for the whole song. It's all good. We'll get into the solo bits and the cool intro. We'll start that now. So in the top of the song, it starts off like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this way so you can see my body positioning, and you're going to see what I'm executing with the right hand. The right hand is going to hit the D string with the pick. The two gross little fingernails that I add on here on my own leisure for all that stuff is going to get, middle finger is going to get the B, third finger is going to get the high E, and I hit them like this. So I claw together essentially. I'm going to suspend the chord with the pinky laying on the high E string, and then I'm going to pull that off. So I get a... From there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these fingers, I'm going to move them up one set of strings. I'm going to adjust my left hand to where now, I'm going to keep my right hand where it is. I'm going to turn this way though. Third finger's on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Middle finger's on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And this is over here on the 5th string, 2nd fret. So I can hit that chord very cleanly, just like so. And then I'm going to move over. And I might even just single out that C sharp note in a minute. So I have a little bit of vibrato on it. One more time. Now we're going to go to that G chord. Now, I play this really weird. I don't need to do it that way. I can just play this. Sorry, this is like a childhood bad habit. Look at that. This becomes, just becomes that. So that's a heck of a lot easier. It's magic. It's magic. Don't make it harder than it is. Go like that. Okay, so we're on 5, 4, and 3rd frets, but this is the 4th string, 3rd string, and the 2nd string. And then what I do, I can see why maybe I would have done that. If you're hitting a bar chord in total, like this, I guess, if I'm fretting this, I am going to do the claw effect, where I have the pick hitting 6, 3rd finger hitting 3rd string, and my middle finger hitting 4th. And then I go 2nd string, 3rd string. So let's evaluate all of that. Moral of the story, I would say hit a bar chord, everybody. Look at what we're doing. Self-discovery on camera. We love that. So from there, we're going to say... This is really cool. We're going to have our middle finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. 3rd finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret. We're going to hit the high strings, and we go back. Now, with a little bit of the love of the tremolo bar that we're going to put into all this, it's sensitive. That's how we start off the song. So it's really cool. You get the dynamic of grabbing the bar, and you're just using it a little bit in a delicate motion up and down. If you don't have a bar, it's all good. You can just kind of, you know, be soft with your motions, really. And then even some people do the wiggle, right? So you can try that. I don't know. The guitar's kind of new. I'm going to tweak it. I'll be honest. I'm just going to kind of go like this. But you get all the cool effects of going through that. So the top of the song has a good melody, and we're going to talk about that pentatonic scale. So I think this might be the time for me to talk about something that's going to help you as I go through this, and that is something that is in the description box. It's a link below. If you click on that link in the description box, you're going to get some good diagrams. It's all free stuff. A diagram book that has all these PDF files of all the scales that you may hear me talk about, lots of different kinds of scales, not just these pentatonic scales, and it has a free video. So it's a PDF, a great ebook, I should say, and a free video by just clicking on that link, and it'll give you some aid as you go through this. You can kind of sit it side by side. It's a perfect way to learn how to solo. So the top of the song has a really cool lick that goes like this. So let's take a look at that. So I'm going to bend up with my 3rd finger, 9th fret. I'm going to grab with my middle finger on the 8th fret, 2nd string. I'm going to do a quick bend on 9. And I'm going to cut that off as I go to 7. I'm going to hammer now from the 4th string with my index finger. Slow bend. Now let's do that slower, I guess. That was the index finger going to the 3rd string. I'll go back over here with my 9th fret, 4th string. So in time, slow bend on that 9th fret as I started to mention. Let's listen to the melody that goes on with that. So we kind of do the same thing, a little variation of that theme. I'm going to get into the isms of Jeff Beck here in a minute that'll be safe at home for the people that want to try it and not feel like they're going to be crushed by the craziness of his guitar playing. But I'll say this is your melody. Here, I'm going to pre-bend. Now notice the pinkies on the 2nd string, 10th fret, and the main melody note is the 3rd string with the 9th fret. If I hit, or even, you get a nice effect. That's the main melody, pre-bend. That's going to lead us into the next little scaled up part of the melody. That is 7 to 9. I'm going to slide up to 11, hit 10. I'm going to go back to 11, and then I'm going to bend this a full step. I'm going to use my middle finger to do so. Starting from the beginning. That's the next one there. So you could hear that floating tremolo. I'm going to pick on the 4th string of the 7th fret. Hit these two. Bend that up. Again, this is floating, so that's a little quirky sounding, so I'm going to try to control that. Now this part, now here's where if you have a tremolo bar, it's pretty cool. I'll just say this. I can take and bend that string and wiggle it really quick as that string falls. And it gives a little bit of tweak to that note. Push on it as you slide. Now, a huge recurring theme in this song is going to be this melody that happens off the D triad up here. So this is going to be 15, 14, 15, slide. So that kicks you off at the top of the tune. Now, I'm going to get to the solo in a minute, but I want to talk about those chords. You can have so much fun with this at home on your own, in the sense that if you're familiar with playing blues licks in the first position, in a minor blues you're going to end there. I'm going to keep this as simple as possible. On a minor blues you would land on the 3rd finger with your 4th string on the 9th fret, 4th string, home miles. So the biggest part about when soloing to this on your own and having a good time with it, the relation of the fact that really all you're doing is playing your B minor pentatonic. We want to make sure and think about that. If we're playing from the 7th position, we're still playing our trusty old traditional 7-10, 7-9, 7-9, 7-9, 7-10, 7-10. But we're doing it in a different way. We're finding all our D notes. We're landing on the D within the scale, whereas before we might think of just landing on the B note. So all of your licks that you know in that position will work great. And you just land and focus on that tone of the chord, which is perfect because that's the key of the song. So that way you will be able to play along with this chord progression and take everything that you know and resolve it and make it perfect for the progression. To take a look at the chords and how we discussed them in the very beginning of the video, we could use it in a really great way with just making content on your own simply that's outside of the song. If I can keep those chords going, everybody knows licks out of that first position of the pentatonic scale. And oftentimes we play those licks and we feel safe to resolve on that 3rd finger with our 4th string on the 9th fret in this particular position. Well, just make everyone land with your index finger on the 3rd string on your D note. And try to keep going from that low to high. Double stop it. And you can really get some good content all on your own to jam that's not necessarily what Jeff Beck played, It's always important to have songs that you can kind of take and experience a jam with them and play them in your own way. It's not, you might take ideas from it, but you're looking for ammo. That's really it. Who says you got to strum it? There's a lot of options to it. So when you learn these songs, when they're simple in structure, not content, but when simple in structure, you can steal them and make neat sounding things with them and come up with your own ways of making it work that's relatable. So I want to make sure and mention that before we get into the solo part here when you're playing this. Giving you a way to have a sense of structure when practicing what you're learning from video. That's the biggest thing. To get into the first solo here, we're almost done. For all you guys hanging in there, this is a good one. We're going to start with the 1st finger on that 2nd string, and we're going to do a half step in. Now, my tone's pretty clean for this. It's a little grittier in the tune, but we're all good. I'm going to take this with my index finger. I'm going to slide from 7 to 9 on the G string and go right back. Again, we have that reoccurring theme. You hear it all the time. So you get that variation that keeps it, and the stopping of the bend. It's all about keeping a variation of this theme, if you can notice. So I'm going to play this slow. chance to work on vibrato. That's a big old bend. That's the 3rd finger. And then the pinkies over here on the high E string, 10th fret. So that's going to be a good place to start with. Now, when we have a descending line coming up, here in a minute, we have this descending line, we're going to go just like this. Boy, it sounds like a Mario Brothers jam when you play it that slow. Let's do that one more time. 8, 7, 8, 7, 7, 6, 7, 6, 5, 7, 7. Really, really cool. Just all variations of that theme. And you can hear how you can really tweak this on your own and have fun with all of the content that goes within this. I think, you know, within the wheelhouse of this, I think we've got a lot. I think there's going to be some things that you might hear in the other parts of the song that maybe not necessarily totally covered in the video, but I want to put you in the position to say that you've got the understanding of this song. We've learned the song. There's no doubt about that. We have learned the song. But what we've also gotten out of it is a way to make it your own. And I think that's really, really important. So when you start this second solo, remember, you're working out of that position of your pentatonic scale that goes along great with that ebook, and that'll be a good way to practice it. You have some chords that'll link all this together. We have a really beautiful melody with changes from the pinky to the middle finger. All stuff that we know and that we love. So everybody, please, we would like you to subscribe to the channel, click the like button, and leave us a comment. Those are all things that are really, really important to us when we make our videos, and give us suggestions, and I will see you next time at Epic Guitar Instruction.